Thanks for joining us for Art Salt Lake. I'm Heidi Hatch. It is Friday, December 27th. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at winter weather that's rolling through the state this weekend. Plus, Ski Patrol in Park City Mountain on strike right now. We start, though, with breaking news happening in Weber County, where road closures are in place right now. On a main thoroughfare, Harrison Boulevard in Ogden, police are on the scene of a crash here. This is a live look. This has been happening for more than an hour right now. Again, this is Harrison Boulevard and 20th Street. We understand this is an auto pedestrian crash. We are working to confirm more information with police who are busy on scene there. We do have a crew there. As soon as we have more information, we'll post it for you online and also updates on air. We want to start with meteorologist Polson tonight, who is back for Art Salt Lake. He has that first alert forecast as we head into the weekend.
Heidi, it's been kind of an interesting day today. Temperatures getting up above normal once again with highs in the low 40s. And we are going to continue to see very mild conditions all the way through Sunday before we start to see some changes back to where we should be. This river of moisture that continues to move into the west coast and into Utah has a little break right now, but it's going to be coming back early Saturday morning, bringing more rain showers to the valleys and snow in the mountains. And I think Cache Valley may actually see snow in the morning as opposed to rain. Several stormy periods are still in our forecast. Winter storm warning continues for the mountains. You can see, like I said, a little break in the rain right now, but the valley temperatures are going to continue to actually warm up tomorrow, and Sunday we should be in the 50s, so that's a big change for us. And that winter storm warning continues through at least 11 p.m. Saturday, maybe extended into early Sunday or Sunday night. We'll have to see how that plays out, but we do have more stormy weather coming in Sunday night into Monday morning. So here's what we're expecting tomorrow morning. As I mentioned, rain and snow. Possibly all snow at times in Logan. This is 4 a.m., 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., so look out. There could be some slick spots up in Cache Valley. But Moab, it looks like we'll see those temperatures right there close to freezing, but mostly cloudy skies across the eastern part of the state. The full first alert forecast is coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Sterling. Thank you. As we head into the weekend, it's a great time to download the 2 News weather app. Get that live radar and weather alerts sent straight to your phone. The app is free to download. And happening now, ski patrollers for Park City Mountain are on strike, demanding a new contract agreement with Vail Resorts. If the strike in Park City drags on, it could hurt business. And that's what a Main Street store owner is saying tonight. Ryan Belehy with more tonight from Park City.
Park City Mountain ski patrollers held picket signs, not rescue gear, near the base of the resort. Vail, the resort owner, and the patrollers union now at an impasse over a new contract.
Which side do you take in this?
The patrollers.
I would say patrollers.
I think the ski patrols.
On Main Street, out-of-town support for rescuers and hope from a business owner.
I hope they work together and they resolve it quickly.
Monty Coates owns Southwestern Expressions and leads a Main Street business alliance.
What if it went on too long and they had affected operations and people stopped coming here because of it? Yeah, we definitely could affect things.
Long strike, maybe no second trip here.
Would you think next time maybe I'll go someplace else?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think this is a very big concern for me.
If we knew in advance that was going to be an issue, then yeah, we'd probably choose somewhere else. Yeah, quite possibly.
It might not come back.
Yeah.
We'd like to hear from you at home. How important is ski patrol assistance to you on the mountain? Scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can weigh in. Right now, most of you, 54%, say it is useful for your general safety and injuries. A Utah lawmaker tonight answering questions about why she didn't disclose taking an out-of-state job before being reelected last month. 2 News' Paul Nelson asked State Representative Kera Birkeland about that and also transparency with those who voted for her.
Her condition is deteriorating, and we just want to enjoy the time we have left with her.
District 4 Representative Kera Birkeland says she learned of her mother's diagnosis in April, but wasn't expecting to resign when she was running for re-election.
It wasn't until I was with my family over the holidays that I realized, I have peace with this plan.
She's also responding to a report in the Salt Lake Tribune saying she didn't disclose the fact that she took a new job with the Montana Grain Growers Association on her required conflict of interest disclosure.
There's no conflict with the Utah legislature because it's all federal, primarily federal issues that I work on.
Birkeland says she's required to fill those out once a year in January, and she hadn't been offered the job until June. She says she would have mentioned it on the next disclosure.
Is there something that should be changed when it comes to reporting potential conflict of interest? I mean, it's only once a year.
Yeah, I think in terms of good government,
it should be once a month.
That's U of U political science professor Tim Chambliss. Chambliss also says he does not believe she gave the Utah Republican Party enough time to find her replacement.
She is going to resign effective January 10th. That's only 11 days before the January 21st beginning of the 2025 legislative session.
How do you respond to people who say that you are not giving the party enough time to find a proper replacement and not enough time under them when it comes to the next legislative session?
Well, knowing the delegates the way I do, I think a lot of the delegates they're not necessarily looking for someone who's going to go in and run 50 bills. They want less government.
If you'd like to see Paul Nelson's extended interview with Representative Birkeland, we will have that posted for you online on our KUTV YouTube page. Rough weather across parts of the country led to some travel headaches for people trying to get home for the holidays. 8 suspected tornadoes touching down across Texas and Louisiana yesterday. Storms there dumping several inches of rain, causing some flash flooding. The storm system is headed northeast, keeping holiday travelers on the lookout for delays and even more canceled flights.
It's been a bit busier than we expected. My mom and stepdad made sure we got here early enough to avoid any congestions.
Here in the west, an atmospheric river is spitting up snow and rain, making for dangerous driving conditions for some. AAA advising drivers to wait until bad weather eases before you hit the road and allow for plenty of time for that safe trip. We're keeping an eye on your money tonight. Retail spending was up in November and December, according to MasterCard. But the National Retail Federation predicting nearly $900 billion in goods expected to be sent back this holiday season. It's about 17% of purchases. But before you send back those unwanted gifts, do your homework. Return policies vary by retailer.
The biggest mistake people make is just forgetting about the returns. They set a box aside and they just never get to it. And that's just money that you're leaving on the table.
Last year, e-commerce items were the most likely to be returned, which means the holiday season lasts a lot longer than you think. If you're working at the FedEx or UPS shipping, they're sorting up to 80,000 packages a day. Happening tomorrow, BYU football preparing for its bowl game against Colorado. Both teams have been in San Antonio this week preparing for the Valero Alamo Bowl. Both teams in the Big 12 Conference. With a win, BYU could end the season with an 11-2 record. Quarterback Shedeur Sanders and Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter both playing there in Colorado. We'll have a live report from San Antonio coming up tonight on 2 News at 10 o'clock. Also happening tomorrow, the Utah Jazz back at the Delta Center. The team is taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. The Jazz are looking to bounce back after just a 2-point loss, a tough one last night on the trail with the Blazers last night. Tomorrow night's game tips off from the Delta Center, 7:30. You can watch that action on your home for the Jazz. KJazz Channel 14 pregame coverage begins at 7. And happening tomorrow, the Hanukkah celebration continues in downtown Salt Lake City. Shabbat Lubavitch of Utah is hosting the annual downtown car menorah parade. This parade started as the Shabbat of Utah on 17th South, 11th East at 7:30. The parade here concludes at 8 o'clock. The downtown menorah at Bravenel Hall Plaza for the lighting of the 4th candle of Hanukkah. The parade began in 2020 as a pandemic for the holiday. And on Sunday, a menorah lighting for people who are living near Mill Creek. The rabbi, a mayor, and the Mill Creek City Council will come together to light the menorah at the Mill Creek Common. The event also includes hot chocolate, fresh donuts. It all starts at 6 o'clock on Sunday night. And happening now, crews are preparing for New Year's Eve in Times Square just a few days before one of the world's most famous celebrations. Organizers and sponsors installing the final crystal on that massive 12-foot, almost 12,000-pound ball today. About 1 million people are expected in Times Square to watch the ball drop Tuesday night. And happening tonight, you still have a few hours left to get across the Idaho border for a chance to win big cash from the Mega Millions lottery. Tonight's estimated jackpot is worth nearly $1.2 billion. A lucky winner could take home $516 million in cash. The massive jackpot comes after no one won on Christmas Eve. Tonight's drawing set to happen at 9 o'clock. And coming up here on Arc Salt Lake, the holiday season is coming to a close, and new data shows what people really think about the strength of the economy. We'll have that story coming up after this break. Welcome back. It's the most wonderful time of the year for retailers. Despite a shortened time between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, retail sales grew this holiday season. Leigh Waldman breaks down where consumers were spending their money and what this could mean for the economy as a whole.
This year, retailers were racing the clock to motivate shoppers to buy early and in bulk because there were 5 fewer days than last year between Thanksgiving and Christmas. They landed on Santa's nice list.
I got to just say, hats off to the American consumer. You know, we think that that there's going to be a stop to the spending, but that there never is.
Total U.S. spending grew by 3.8% this year compared to last, according to preliminary data from MasterCard Spending Pulse. It's no surprise that shoppers took advantage of online deals they found, clicking their way to 6.7% of year-over-year e-commerce growth, the same data showed.
To me, what these numbers say is that consumers are feeling okay about their jobs. They're feeling good about where the economy is going to be in 2025.
But it might not all be good news. Global economic analyst Rana Foroohar believes the kind of consumer spending could be a warning sign for things to come.
We are overdue by historical standards for a recession, and the kind of behavior you're seeing now is often the kind of behavior you see when you're at the top of a market cycle.
While big holiday spending numbers were a great sign for retailers, Foroohar has some advice for consumers as we head into 2025.
I'd be looking at paying down debt, getting lower interest rates, locking them in on anything that I can, because I think in the next few years, you're looking at higher rates.
In New York, I'm Leigh Waldman reporting.
First alert weather time as we're looking towards the weekend, and we're looking at all the numbers on the map and way higher than you expect as we're heading into New Year's Eve.
Yeah, here we are. December 27th, okay? 52 in Beaver, 52 in Cedar City, 50 out in Tooele today. And we're going to see even warmer temperatures as we move into Sunday. It's going to be in the 50s here in Salt Lake City. We were at 44 today with the final high temperature of the day. And Rock Springs, they're in the cold air. There's some winter up there. 30 degrees the high there in Vernal, 34 out in the basin. 47 though in Elko, 45 in Ely. Very, very mild conditions there. Okay, here's where we are right now. Ogden is 42, if you can believe it. Salt Lake, this is our high for the day right now, 44. 36 in Provo, and we're calling it mostly cloudy skies along the Wasatch Front as most of the storminess has ended, at least temporarily. But tonight it'll move back in. Early tomorrow morning, we'll see the rain and snow start to move back in. I think it'll start out as snow in places like Cache Valley and some of the, like Ogden Valley, it'll be snow. 22 in Vernal, 25 in Price, 26 in Richfield, and 28 in Cedar City. So there is some winter-like weather around the state. At least in the overnight hours. Rock Springs will be down to 28, up to 39 tomorrow, 39 in Vernal, 42 in Heber, and you can see that rain and snow moving across. This is tomorrow afternoon. We'll see the temperatures in the mid-40s, 48 in Richfield, 56 in Cedar City, and 58 in St. George. So very, very warm conditions once again, and getting even warmer on Sunday. So we've got this atmospheric river, all this moisture coming in from the Pacific. You can see the clouds already starting to increase across northeastern Nevada, heading into western Utah. So that's going to bring us a cloud layer overnight tonight, and the rain starts around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. As we put everything into motion, you can see that this is 7 o'clock. This is tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. You can see it's fairly stormy from Logan all the way down to Richfield and along I-15. And some of that could be snow, but I think most of the snow will be in the higher elevations with the rain in the valleys. But you never know, especially Cache Valley. I think it'll start off as snow and it may stay as snow for most of the morning. And then in the afternoon, it starts to turn to rain again. This is Saturday afternoon. You can see everybody's getting rain in the valleys. There's a definite dividing line there as the warmer air pushes in. And you can see the snow in the higher elevations, and pretty moderate to heavy rainfall and snow up here in southern Idaho moving across to our north. And then look what happens. Everything just pushes off to the north as high pressure builds in temporarily ahead of a cold front that's going to work its way into northern Utah Sunday evening. So we could see some showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorms as some colder air starts to push in from the northwest, and it's going to stick around as we move into the first part of 2025. There's that high pressure that builds in by January 3rd, so we're back into the inversion story. In Utah, that means colder temperatures in the valleys, and the storm track kind of stops with all the snow that we've had so far in the mountains. Below normal precipitation is expected January 2nd through the 6th, and much above stays well to our north across the region, so that's going to be above normal in the higher elevations and not necessarily in the valleys. 50s go to 60, then 51 on Tuesday, 49 on Wednesday in St. George, the coldest day of the next 7. And overnight lows in the 20s. And for Salt Lake City, we've got those high temperatures right there in the 40s, then the 50s and the 30s. And you can see that 44 next weekend, 42. We're still basically above normal except for about 3 to 4 days right through the New Year's celebrations. So it's going to be a little chilly on New Year's Day. 36 for the high, 21 for those evening temperatures down as we get towards midnight.
All right, bundle up. It's Sunday. If you're feeling in the mood, you might be able to wear your shorts outside for a nice little walk for a few minutes.
Heidi. Yeah.
We need some sun. We got to build up the vitamin D before we get into the January and February. And coming up next, we're talking New Year's resolutions. Do you have any?
Yes.
Love that, on the same page. Coming up here in Salt Lake, if you're thinking about a New Year's resolution, we actually have some hobbies to keep in mind that can improve your mental health starting out the new year. As we inch closer and closer to the new year, you may plan on making a resolution. If you haven't landed on one yet, how about choosing one that can also help your mental health? Mandy Geither explains how a new hobby in the new year can help your health.
Its popularity continues climbing. While crafting isn't new, research into the health benefits of this hobby is.
There's now some new research showing that simply working on arts and crafts could be good for your mental well-being.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says this movement, which includes crafts like knitting, painting and drawing, and pottery, can actually bring you peace.
Crafting can lower the stress hormone cortisol. Recent study found a positive relationship between crafting and people's self-reported happiness, satisfaction, overall sense of well-being.
The National Endowment for the Arts says arts education can help youth better cope with feelings, bounce back from adversity, and develop tolerance and compassion for others. For older adults, the agency says participating in art has been linked to positive health outcomes. So if you're looking to start a new hobby in the new year, experts say to tune in to your creative side.
First of all, think back to what interested you as a kid and lean into that. Try new things with a positive, open mind, and do be patient with yourself. You don't have to be great at this or even good at this to get the benefits.
Gupta says a new creative hobby can also help with another critical part of health, social connection.
It's even better if you can do this as part of a group or a community of crafters in real life or even online.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And get this, the world's largest ice and snow theme park is now open in China. This is pretty cool. It's attracting visitors from all around the world. Ice Snow World, located in Harbin, China, opened to the public this week. The opening kicks off the region's annual Harbin Ice and Snow Festival. It's been held since 1999. The festival includes snow sculptures, ice bars, winter swimming, that sounds cold, dog sledding. The festival here usually lasts until mid-February. Pretty cool. Finally tonight, an IHOP server received the tip of a lifetime on Christmas Eve. Video shows the moment she was handed an envelope with $1,700 in cash. The woman who gave the money says it's a family tradition to leave a server with a generous tip every Christmas Eve. The server, who is raising 2 young children, says in the video she plans to use the money to help her pay for nursing school. Love to see it. Well, thanks so much for spending part of your Friday evening with us. We've got breaking news updates if you're looking for them tonight on KUTV.com. And we'll see you again here for 2 News at 9 and on KUTV for 2 News at 10. Have a great weekend.